In the last class, we understood how to write a program. So, especially in the C language, where do we start? What should be included? And what is the first few steps of writing the program? This is fixed, and we have to write the same structure for so many days. And remembering of this particular flow is only one way, that is practice. So including stdio.h with brackets, angular brackets, all these things will be observed only if you get the command only if you practice well. Okay, small errors will come. For every simple thing, it will complain to you. This is missing, that is missing. These are all a part of the programming journey. So don't worry about those errors. You have to resolve those errors in the beginning of the programming learning. We'll have lot of errors. Slowly, they will be minified. So now we start to the next point. Let us go to the next point. That is structure of a C language. So first thing is comments. What do you mean by comments? So for example, whatever the program I have written here, this is the program for basic understanding. For example, that can be written with a comment with double slash, and this is my first program. These are all not actually executing lines. They will not be executed in while you are compiling. They will be ignored. But why do we need to write? Only for our readability and further understanding, we are writing this particular line of code. Simple double slash. This is my first program. Sometimes you may need to have slash star space star slash. So this is called as multi-line commenting. That means if you want to elaborately discuss about this program, let us say this is my first C program. In this, we understand where to include the header files, what is the entry point of the program. All these things will be included in the, whatever the multiple lines you want to include for as a comment or as a documentation for your program, you can be placed within this slash star and star slash. So in the interview, they will ask you a question like, how do you differentiate or how do you declare single line comments and multi-line comments? So for single line comments, we are using double slash. For multi-line comments, we are using star slash and star slash. Sorry, slash star and star slash. In between those stars, I can write as many as comment lines as possible. And what this comments is not only above the program, even the within the program also you can comment on it. Program starts here. Program ends here. These two lines will not get executed because they are comments. So you can write wherever you really want, but you have to mention the double slash or slash star and star slash. And preprocessor directives. So what are preprocessor directives? Let me show you that first. This word is little tricky to be say frankly. That is called preprocessor directives. What are directives? What is preprocessing? Definitely you don't know about that. You will understand these things much later. But definitely, I had to give you a word. So before starting the compilation process, you need to give all the necessary files and tools required for compiling the program. So those all necessary files or necessary details before compiling the program will be defined or declared in preprocessor directives. This is the actual English. But now we will go to the real and practical thing. For example, let us go back to our program. So I will remove all these comments, okay? As you understood comment section, then I need not to tell you anything right now. Okay. So here, this hash include stdio.h is considered as preprocessor directive. That is the preprocessor directive. So why it is called preprocessor? Okay. Next, what is this line is doing? What is the purpose of this line? See here. I am using a function called printf. Here, this is called as a function. So, what is the job of this function? Whatever the content you have given, that content should be displayed in the console or terminal according to the given content. This printf is printing the given content in the terminal, right? So to print that in the terminal, there should be some code. There should be some code. That code is defined in stdio.h. So before, if you really want to execute this line, you definitely need all the definitions of printf. Whatever the definition is there, that should be available in stdio.h. So first we have to bring that. It is very simple. Imagine we are making a chicken curry. So making the curry is called as compilation. But while we are making the curry, before compilation, do you bring all the necessary things or not? Chicken, after that, whatever onions, whatever you need, do you need to bring them before starting the compilation, or else once you start the what you say flame, then you go to the shop and bring the chicken? Whatever the major things are there, first of all you have to bring them and you have to keep them for your availability. So exactly before processing, we need to bring the definitions of whatever you are trying to use in this program. So those all definitions are in the library called stdio.h. In that library should be included first. Once you have included, then you can start using that functions of that library just like this. So what is the job of printf? Printing the given content in the terminal. Sometimes you may use some preprocessor directive called define pi 3.14 or 17. 3.14. Okay. So this can also define if you really want. And if you want, you can print that also. Printf, of course, you need some extra what it is saying? It is double. Oh, sorry. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Dot slash xyz. First dot slash first. So hello Praveen 3.1400. Anyways, this you may need not to understand this, but what I am supposed to inform you is preprocessor directives doesn't mean they are only stdio.h or anything. Even defining our own what is a constants also possible, and these are all comes under preprocessor directives. Yeah. Because I want to use that pi value in my program. I want to use the pi value. It is just like let x is 100. We'll start from something, right? Let x is equal to 1. Let x is a variable. We do it in the maths, right? In the algebra or something. The same way, I have just defined a value pi in my program. So don't worry about the importance of it. You will be understanding that importance in the future. Just I want to tell you that whatever we have done here, what is this called? This between, what is this two lines are for preprocessor directives. We have a separate chapter for preprocessor directives. There I will discuss more points. Okay. Chalo. So now there is something called global declaration. You can declare the variables globally also. What do you mean by global declaration? Let us see that. Actually, I don't want to use the pi value anymore, so I have just deleted it. But globally also, I can create some other variables, and we call it as global declarations. Variables are constants, whatever you want. We can declare it globally. Yes, on the very beginning days of programming, you may not able to understand what is global. You may not understand completely about the word called global. Leave that. But outside the main, if you are able to declare a variable, then that variables are called as global variables. Why we are declaring the variables is the point here. Okay, let us come to the point. So this is the first step of all your life of coding. So concentrate and pay attention. Do you make coffee? Huh? Do you make coffee? Do you drink coffee? How do you make coffee? Warm water. Warm water. Warm milk and some coffee powder or warm water. Very good. So he is directly adding in the warm water or hot milk, coffee powder, bit of sugar. That's it. So you are thinking only about the material. So it's not about the material, only about the material. It's also about the place. So before you think about the milk, you have to think about the container. The container is nothing but the boiling container. In Telugu, we call it as ginne. So in English, we call it as bowl. What do we call in Hindi? Katora or something like that. So we have a bowl. So what is the purpose of the bowl in the whole coffee making? Store the coffee heat. Yes. Heating the milk. Right? So after heating up the milk, after boiling the milk, what do you do? Now you entered into the picture. Now you started thinking as a developer. So again, we will take another glass. In that glass, we already add the sugar. First add the sugar. then add the coffee powder. If possible, mix it properly. Then add the milk. Then it will mix properly. That is how we do. Actually, we don't do like this. Something like we have a bowl. In that bowl, we will add the coffee and we'll add the sugar, and directly we don't drink with the bowl, right? That is very odd. So we will take another cup, another glass, and then we will use it. So here there are so many things involved. One of the thing is container for boiling milk, glass for the coffee, spoon for taking sugar, spoon for taking coffee powder, and mixing. These are all there. I mean, what is the purpose of spoon? For mixing. Yeah, taking out and mixing. Right? What is the purpose of bowl and glass? Bowl for storing and eating. Yes, the same way for particular data. If you want to add two numbers, I want to add 100 and 200. First of all, you have to put that 100 in a variable. That means you have to put that 100 in a bowl. So that bowl will be created in the Java, in the C language by using a keyword called int. So here I can declare something like int space a is equal to 30. So what I have done, I have created a bowl. What is the name of the bowl? A. In that bowl, I kept some milk. How much milk I kept? 30. What is a? Bowl. So here int will create small bowl. If you want something bigger bowl, you need to make coffee for 20 members. So you have to take long B is equal to something like this. So then B will be very big. What is int, what is long, I will explain you. They are called data types. Okay. But what here I am doing, I am creating the bowls. So in computer science, we call it as memory. So we don't have separate bowls in the computer. We will have very big memory that is called as 8 GB RAM or 10 GB RAM. So in that RAM, we will temporarily create some space and we call it as bowl. Of course, we call it as memory. So in that, so as soon as I said int a, it will create memory, and as soon as I said a is equal to 30, the value 30 will be stored in that memory. The same way long B means more memory. So more data can be kept in that. So here I would like to take two variables and then I want to print the result. So directly printf. Why should I use percentile D? I will tell you. This is second point. I'll directly use a plus b. So now again do the compilation and execution. So now here I got the answer as 74. Can you see this? This is how we have to use this. This is if you do it outside the main function, we call it as global declaration. If you do it inside the variable, then inside the main, then we call it as inside the main. This is just the declaration. Okay. So inside the main, I have taken two variables. But for the simplicity, do it like this. Take a comma and say B is equal to 56. So now I have taken two variables and I have applied a plus symbol between A and B. So what will happen? The value of A and value of B will be added, just like sugar and milk. So this is what called declaration. If you do it outside the main, that is called as global declaration. If you do it inside, that is called normal declaration. And main function. This is the main entry point of the whole program. So the first line will be executed is main. So inside the main, actually here this is called return type. Don't worry about it right now. This is too much. What is return type and all? You will be confused, but write it as a syntax. So now the first program with the return statement we have already done. If you don't return also fine. Otherwise, return 0 is a syntactical brilliance. Properly you have written the code. That means, okay. For steps for compiling. So what do we do for the compilation? We type GCC space the file name first dot C. By clicking on the enter, it will execute it. Let me remove all the other files. GCC first dot C is giving you an output file called a.out. So then you have to execute it as dot slash a dot out. Dot slash a dot out. But by default, you get this file. By compiling it, that new file is getting created. But always the file will be the same a.out. For example, I have another program like second.c. Hash include and int main printf int main expected a. That is what expected is semicolon a semicolon. In fact, there is no error. Just save it. Okay. So after saving that file, now if I say gcc space second.c, again it will create a.out only. But now if I execute a.out like dot slash a.out, it will give you hello world. It changed. It changed. We are not getting hello Santosh and hello Praveen. You got it? So we can't rely only on a.out. We need our own output files. So for first.c, I want to create first.out. I want to create first.out. So how can I do that? So see here, GCC space first dot C space hyphen O. Output file should be hyphen O and first dot out. So now you can see the first dot out file got created here. And now if you execute the first dot out file with the dot slash first dot out, you got hello Santosh and hello Praveen. The same way for second also, I want to create second dot out. So default a dot out is not good enough. So let me write down that. GCC second dot C hyphen O second dot out. Now you got second dot out and then dot slash second dot out. Did you get it? This is what the way you have to compile and execute the program. Okay. So whatever I have just mentioned, those all things are explained over there. Okay. Now let us understand how to write a program to add two numbers. Already we have done that. That is, to add two numbers, first of all, we have to take two variables. As I told you, to prepare the coffee, as much as milk is important, the same way, glass and bowl is also important. So the same way, I would like to create another program like addition dot C. So hash include stdio dot h, then int main of. So here I would like to take two numbers, a is equal to 100, comma, b is equal to 200. So you have to put the comma between one variable to another variable. And after this entire declaration, you should have a semicolon. And then you have to write down printf percentile d, comma, a plus b. Save it. Oh, close the file. Save it and GCC addition dot C hyphen O addition dot out. So addition dot out will give you 300. But the best practice is take another variable. Into this variable, add A and B. So just adding the sugar and coffee powder, sugar and milk into another bowl, right? So this is the bowl I am talking about. So instead of A plus B, make use of the C to print the answer. Same answer, no problem, but more number of bits. So here I would like to introduce the beauty of template strings, or else this is called, actually template strings is a very high level word. We call it in JavaScript kind of things. Here in C language, we call it as format string specifiers. It's a very powerful thing. The power is like this. For example, I want to display the result as the addition of the value of A and the value of B, that is addition of 100 and addition of 200, addition of 100 and 200 is 300. This is the statement I want, like this. So how can I do that? So in the printf, I can write it like this. The addition of, I want to print the value of A. So I'll use this format string specifier here, percentile D. And percentile D is percentile D. So on the first percentile, I'll print A, second percentile, I'll print B, third percentile, I'll print C. So whatever the percentile here I have, I will be replacing with A. This percentile I will be replacing with B. This percentile I will be replacing with C. So now if I run the program, first compiled and executed. So what happened here? The addition of 100 and 200 is 300. Right? Okay. Now, imagine I want to display the value like this. 300 is the sum of 100 and 200. How do you use this? How do you write the code? Try to have a pause here and try to write the program and put it in the comments. So now here is my answer. The answer is, I want to have 300, that is result first. So what do? I will use the percentile, then is the sum of percentile D and percentile D. But the first percentile I had to use is C, and second percentile I had to use is A, and the third percentile I have to use is B. So now if I compile it and if I run it, I got the result as 300 is the sum of 100 and 200. As simple as this. So this is how you have to write the code. Okay. So this is basic programming. In the next video, we will be seeing what are the character set and other details, identifiers. Let us stop it over here. See you in the next video.